Wait a minute, you're not cool with it,
YouTube,
are you?
if YouTube is being honest with us, as we do know, sometimes YouTube is not quite as honest as it could be.
YouTube, yeah, don't get me started.
It's our wonderful mistress. We live and die by. But you know what? It's all good. It's all good.
Sad but true. Sad but true.
Hello, Stuart. Welcome back.
Hello, how
I'm
are
sure I'm
you?
saying welcome back to you or the everyone else, but I think a bit of everyone. I think welcome everybody.
Yes, welcome back, guys.
Doing pretty well. Made those homemade burgers. They were good. Don't think it's
Good.
you know it's good, but I don't know. There was like a leap between butcher meat and normal meat. Normal.
Mm.
But it was nice. Although that's the thing with you know, meat you cook that way. Everything else is the balance. So, who's to say? You know, if you didn't season it enough or season it too much, you know, all those things can affect it a lot. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad it was good and glad people enjoyed it. So.
And you jumped on the live on Facebook and said hi because occasionally you go live on the Facebooks.
I haven't done a Facebook Live in a long time. Do quick and just hang out.
Yeah.
So I think other audience there during the day because people are at work and Facebook's more accessible and so.
So hopefully you guys saw that, and if not, go check it out.
Out. Check it out.
Do it. That's what we're going for there.
Yes, so 37 people here, 22 likes. That's pretty good.
Oh, and Jevon
sure we can do better
is
though.
Here. He says, "Hello, it's my first time watching a live stream live. Usually watch them later, so it's not the first time watching a live stream pre-recorded. So Stuart, what would you say to a first-time live stream live viewer?"
Welcome, Javon Robinson, to our stream and to the Trekyards family. I know you, well, like you said, you watch them later, but that's, you're still a Trekyardian, but now you're like a Trekyardian of the galaxy because you're live.
Oh, that sounds fancy.
It does.
You went real fancy with that.
Welcome.
Yeah, hopefully you enjoy. I think having rewatched the piece a minute ago, the next, or well, it's not this season on. While mega unhelpful, there's a lot of visuals. And as we tend to do, we pick apart a lot of the small details and be like, oh my god, look at this! Reveal, that sort of thing. I can see a lot of that happening in this live. So, be excited.
Yes. Yes, it is very visually dense. Yeah, so there's going to be a lot to talk about. So
I will start sharing. I'll jump back in a minute then.
Please do. Yeah, and I'll tell these fine people about super chatting and helping out the channel as they can. If I don't die. There we go. Sorry guys, the internet here has been shit today and it's kind of acting wonky right now. We just had to reconnect it before the stream, and so if I fade out, it's I will be back. So hopefully you can hear me. But anyway, yes, super chats. We have one super chat already, and that is from our awesome moderator Olivia. So thank you, Olivia. And we look forward to. Let's see if I can blur my background. Maybe that'll help. We look forward to many more super chats. So if you can, please do. It does help the channel, support the channel. If you can join the channel also at the rank of commander, captain, or admiral, we would really appreciate that. It does help the channel on a monthly basis that way, and it's something that I think, well, we've really noticed a big difference from the channel membership. So if you guys can, please consider doing so. Also, check out the links down below. There's links to a whole bunch of cool stuff on every video. There's a description at the bottom, and by all means, check it out because they all help us out in the end. So you can head over to Patreon/Trekyards. You can send us PayPal during the lives as well. If you do send a PayPal, though, make sure you let us know in the chat, or the moderators know that so that they can let us know, and we'll read your comment or question via the email for that. So that's one way to do it, and it'll help us out. So if you can, please do. But yeah, super chats are a fantastic way, as we have to read them out. We get your comment read, your question answered, all that kind of stuff. So, like I said, if you're able to, please do. Hopefully, you heard all of that. I know that on my end, it's kind of fading in and out here. So, but like I said, the internet is kind of garbage today. So, we're trying to get that addressed as we can here. So, let's see. And we will read those super chats that we already have from the awesome Olivia as soon as Samuel gets back.
Which he is.
Which it looks like he is. So.
What a timing.
Right. What a saving.
I was. Yep. I was thinking that too.
All right. So Olivia Julius, $10. Attention. This is a scary update because it's the Halloween season. During a transmission with the captain this morning, he showed us the Jeffries Tube monster with a whole pig in its mouth. Obviously, this is a big update.
But was it inside out and then exploded? Or just a normal pig?
I mean, it's usually inside out. She likes to turn her toys inside out. This one hasn't got that point yet. And as for exploded, yes, because she pulls all the stuffing out first. So there's like stuffing everywhere, and it looks like it exploded. So, yeah. Steel bat, £5. Keep it up. Well, thank you very much. We will try. And I'm sorry if the signal is shit. Like I said, we had internet issues right before I started the live.
To me, and since I'm streaming you,
we reconnect. Well, you're very, very, very crappy on my end.
Well, you're exactly as you normally are, Stuart.
So is the main feed. It's got the spinny circle, and now it's working.
No, it's fine.
It's just cutting in and out. So.
Yeah. Well, hey, at least I can see you okay.
That's good. And if you can, then everyone else can. And that's the important thing.
Yeah, I can be a garbled mess on your screen, and then you look on the live stream and it's like, why is he so clear?
Everyone else can. And that's, yes, well.
Confusing.
That's good, though. That's good.
Yeah, so Stuart, we talked about the first episode a bit, and you guys really came out in force on Friday. That was really, really fun. We had a brilliant discussion yesterday about the tech trek, all that fun stuff. And we've got one more video coming out tomorrow about this first episode, so do tune in for that. And of course, today's episode, go back and watch it about the reuse of Discovery era shuttles like 900 years in the future. A little bit odd, but not surprising given their work on Picard and Discovery, etc., etc. But season 3, we did not even mention the trailer when we did our full review. It was long enough. What did you think when you saw the trailer teaser? This season on, sorry.
Well, like we've said, there's a lot in there visually, and I'm pretty sure most of this, hopefully, is from the first couple episodes and not the whole season. Like I would like some surprises. It looks like the reunification.
Yep.
Which is reunification episode 3 is apparently one of the titles, or part 3. But it looks like the reunification of the Discovery with Burnham, the ship crashing, which I think hopefully will be episode 2. And maybe episode 2 will be Discovery focused, and then episode 3 will be them getting back together, and then them having to go do something. This is probably for the first half the season, I think, in this trailer. Maybe a little bit from near the end of the season, but it just, I don't know. It would be a lot for the first couple episodes if that's, because we get introduction to the new one of the new characters, and I don't know. It seems rather quick.
Yeah, I mean, Lower Decks it was a different company, different. I mean, can't the same brush, can't. But that had clips up until like episode 8, and then nothing from like 9, 10, or nothing from the last 3, but it had stuff up until the end, although mostly the first 4. But it was super all over the place. Now we'd hope that given the fact this has been in post-production for quite a while, they would have done most of the episodes by now. I especially with the entire lead-in of 10 weeks of Lower Decks, I would assume, I would hope that they're not quickly trying to finish episode 2 before it comes out this week, etc. I know Picard did reshoots and they, finished episode 10 as they were releasing it in a sense. So hopefully this is not the case. In which case, obviously, the clips you can only show so many because if you haven't finished the last 3, say, you can't show clips. So it's very likely these are only from the first sort of half season. But given this is actually, as compared to Lower Decks, there is over double as much content in this season, well over double. I mean, there's so much more story to tell, and so where the hell are we going to go with this? And because of how season 2 of Discovery kind of shifted so much, but also had episodics, but also it kind of morphed as it went. I didn't get, like, even thinking back, I'm like, was it a big season, or were they just kind of talking for a lot of it? Yeah, they just talk. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel as grand as it probably should have. But I think this might take us a few places, and they're definitely not going to show us a lot of those things.
Hopefully. Ruben Loza, though. What if the shuttle comes off of Discovery, though? Yeah, I've seen some of people saying maybe Discovery crashed first, and that's the Discovery shuttle. Well, there's a few other ones in the background in the distance that look like Discovery shuttles as well.
Yeah.
It's not that.
They also confirmed.
I heard,
the producer also confirmed Discovery meets them 1 year later.
Yeah.
So no, and I know obviously you guys don't necessarily know all the information, but it's explicitly said that Discovery comes in later. So, that said, Burnham may have been in a shuttle that when she passes through time, it kind of like Discovery shuttle interior. But that said, if they've already built the interior of a shuttle, they might just redress it and say, "Oh look, it's a totally different shuttle." With a totally, I mean, they don't care. They just don't care. I mean, come on, that transporter room, as the Ba'ul room, was awful, terrible. I mean, worse than TNG for the most part, and given like way more budget and time, etc. So yeah, wrong thing. Obviously, it could be Kraft's shuttle from 100 years ago, if that's even canon anymore, or they know what they're doing with it. But that's a massive leap. I mean, that's like really forcing it,
Yeah, exactly. So I've heard a lot of, well, maybe they just use this, or maybe this was the Discovery. I've heard a lot of excuses in the comment section, but hopefully most of those will be cleared out when we hear.
And Jill says, no way Burnham's hair grew that long in a single year, because she goes to have a dreadlock style thing. Although from experience, I have a friend called Tiana who, when we were at university and the 3-week summer period, she came back with full dreadlocks, and I was like, what? She's like, oh, they're just clip-ins because that's what you do. Like, it's basically just a wig in a sense. So yeah, I'm sure this is just, I mean, this, something could actually grew this. She may have, or maybe not. So yeah, it would take a long time because how much hair is that? Because got a lot of hair. I'm sure it's just clip-ins, etc. But obviously, this is the future. They could just, all right, skin follicles have grown. I mean, if she wants if she wants this hair, it's 5 seconds of scalp treatment. It's the future,
Yeah. Can I call you back because my connection is really garbled on this end?
Okay. See you soon, Stuart.
I'll call you right back.
Alrighty. Adrian, no, you can't get a shout out. What makes you think you can get a shout out? Cuh. So needy, Adrian. God.
Maybe that's better. Were you talking about me while I was gone?
No, I was not giving Adrian a shout out.
Not giving who a shout out?
Not giving Adrian a shout out. He asked for one. I said no, we can't give him a shout out. It's ridiculous.
Oh yeah, no shout outs, Adrian C.
No.
Adrian C will definitely not be getting a shout out from Team Trekyards. We don't do that kind of thing here unless you super chat. That's the only time we'll acknowledge you, Adrian C.
Yeah.
So.
It's the rules. Yeah.
It's true.
So
right.
First picture is actually my favoritist of the entire thing, although I think I'm going to start disliking it the more I look at it. It's a ship shuttle with Michael Burnham's voiceover flying through a beautiful looking 3-dimensional nebula. Well done them. But I am going to go out on a limb, on a big old fat limb here. So this is Michael Burnham traveling through the galaxy in that year, and that is the same back piece of the Discovery Shuttle, because they're going to use the Discovery Shuttle set to save money, and so it's just a Discovery Shuttle middle with floating side engine pods, and I'm going to put stakes of money on that because it looks so similar. Contextually, it's like there's a docking ring, there's a door. That's you know what I mean? What do you think?
I never thought about that, but now that you've pointed it out, yeah, I can see that being the case. It's funny because before I noticed that they were separated, I thought they were all connected, and it looks very much like the NTE, the Protector from Galaxy Quest.
What was that? Sorry.
What's the ship?
NSA Protector.
Yeah, the NSA. Yeah, Protector. It looks like that from the back. It's just assuming that those are all connected together, right?
Well, I mean, my assumption is they're not, just because it's space and sci-fi and future. Kind of like the Prometheans from Halo 4, which as a concept, it does imply futury if things aren't
Yes.
having to be connected. So that, yeah, you know, sure, but I think it's going to be a Discovery shuttle because, you know, they've got it on hand.
Yeah. Then we get some time passing with her and Book and the cat. Um, Again, we don't know how much at this point, but if they've said it's a year, it's going to be about a year.
Well, a year till
And she's
Discovery
got,
comes in, but that does not imply, that doesn't tell us anything about this, unfortunately.
well, I think it does. Hopefully, this will be in this next episode, or even episode 3, because it looks like they transferred to the Discovery at some point. Her and Book, even the cat, unless Tilly's cat sitting because she's like, I'm not a cat person. But I think that they might end up going to the Discovery at some point because maybe his ship gets destroyed or something,
Or just docks and they need a bigger ship.
or just docked in the shuttle bay. Yeah. So yeah, I think this will probably be relatively soon before Discovery shows up, would be my guess.
Oh yeah, so I may be looking at Discovery Shuttle's butt, and it's like, yeah, that's real Simba. They did change the door though, just
Goodness.
same arrangement of pieces. Funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a shock.
No. Now, yeah, I'm hoping that we get one more episode of no 1 year passing. I honestly don't think why. I would not want to see Discovery this next episode. I want to see the universe be built more. Basically, give us a feature-length movie of this is the universe, and Michael Burnham has to learn to live with it. Even if we see the Federation people like they hint on the trailer, give us some nice world building. Show Michael Burnham changing into who she's going to be, and then that basically be her, reboot, her reboot character. And then you can have a time jump, kind of like we actually have Discovery season 1. We had the first 2. Time jump, prisoner, and then we sort of had with Picard, but not really, in the sense that they were meant to do a 2-part and become a 3-part, which made it really long. So I'm kind of hoping we get another full part of just them. Although I could very much see it very likely as being, the same scene as the first episode happens, an anomaly opens up, Discovery comes out, crashes, and as a mirror. I don't know. I hope the first, but I know you want to see Discovery ASAP, etc.
Yeah, well, I've heard that Jonathan Frakes directed episode 3.
Okay.
And I've also heard rumors that that's where Burnham and the Discovery crew reunite. So hopefully that's a good episode at least. I agree. I would like to see more of her having to deal with this, and her and Book's relationship. I think would be great. I don't know how much of that we're going to get. Probably maybe a quarter or half of this next episode, and then Discovery's going to come in. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just spitballing there.
Would you read, though, David Thiveridge's comment?
First time listening to a live stream. I'm working, and your streams pass the time quickly. Great show, guys. Love me some Trekyards. Well, thank you, David. Trekyards is one word with no capital Y. But
as you
glad
should
we
know,
can help you pass the time at work. Yes.
Yeah. And we describe these visuals as trailer so fully. They don't need to be watching. We can be DJ describing the future. Yeah.
It's true.
I'm just gonna pop out for 1 second. Be with the super chats, and I'll come on in a second.
Yes. Fleet Paw Swiftback, $2. Good afternoon, Sam and Stuart. Well, good afternoon, Fleet Paw. Good to see you. Squadra Course, $2. Hi all. I do like the interior of that ship, as do I. I think the interior of that ship is really great. Definitely cleaner than I expected from something like that, and definitely looks good. Future modernism, whatever, minimalism. Igneal, £5. Do you think they are taking some story from Andromeda, destruction of the Commonwealth due to the loss of Slipstream? So there's a mission to restore it. Absolutely, they are. That was kind of the premise for another Star Trek series, which never got off the ground. So, but then became Andromeda. So yeah, it's definitely taking some elements from that. And as long as it's done properly, I have no problem with that, because new ideas are hard to come by. So,
well, it's fine if they have that initial, genesis, and then they go in completely unknown directions.
Genesis.
Yes.
That's where you say yes, Genesis.
Yes, I did say.
Oh,
Um,
there you go.
but yeah, so this is a I like the fact that, like I say, this character is not going to feel like a burden by the end of the season. You know, she's absolutely
Yeah.
out of any of the molds, and if she was like this first season, well, she's not being a Starfleet officer. She's being I like the idea of a Starfleet, but she's not actually having. I mean, she's never been necessarily one for the rules anyway. I mean, first time I met her, she mutinied. So, and the first
Mm.
mutiny in Starfleet history.
Well,
So, not a real rule follower per se.
here's a question for you. Do you think they're on or near that planet waiting for Discovery to show up, or do you
Ooh,
think they're off doing their own thing and having their
ooh,
communications guy, who's now an officer,
yes.
scanning for the Discovery? And is the Discovery going to come out at the
Hmm.
same place that Michael Burnham did, or are they going to come out at a different planet?
Hmm. What do
I
you?
would say the same planet. I would say the same planet.
Mhm.
And my mind says my first gut reaction is that they are waiting on the planet or near the planet for Discovery to show up at some point. Um, but I could be totally wrong about that.
So I can, assuming that we're not going to get Discovery popping in, I would assume that the first scene, and this is sort of me realistically scripting here, will be cut to a spaceship in orbit of next to the starbase, right? Or the
Mm-hmm.
relay. And Book's looking at Burnham like, and she's working the consoles, and she's actually got really good at it because she's good at most things. So she's managed to get the consoles pretty quickly, and she basically just talks to him for like a solid minute about the temporal mechanics of how she came here, and she says, "Yeah, it's not going to be here in the next 6 months." Like she knows for a fact, so that she says, "Okay, 6 months to find this new galaxy. Where should we go first?" And he's like, "Well, I mean, I've got a friend on Arias, or some planet that we know, maybe even Risa or something, uh, and he's got something to take me somewhere else." And she's like, "Do you need a co-pilot?" He's like, "No, not really, but I'd like but I love the company." She's like, "You asked." He's like, "Yeah, I know." So something kind of like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like we ascertain that she sciences don't find too improbable, especially since they have a 32nd century ship
Mm.
that they can detect that yes, the quantum will not appear for 6 months. So I'd like them to be able to say, yeah, we can walk away for 6 months. We see that sort of 6 month time, and then she feels connected to maybe shit happens in 6 months. She gets her own ship because Book has his own life. Makes sense. That's why she's on her own for months, waiting for Discovery to come in, which is why we see that transition of her just in the shuttle waiting,
Mm.
because she's like, it could be any day. It's my job. Like when Cyrus says in the trailer, Discovery brought us here. It's like, no, Burnham brought us here with the Red Angel suit. We just followed her wake, you know. So it's definitely Burnham's responsibility to keep them safe, etc. Because without her, and somehow for some reason them wanted to sacrifice their lives to go this way, who knows? Doesn't make much sense. So I think that could be the way. Um, you know.
I would buy that. I would buy that.
Yeah.
We got some super chats here.
Yes.
So,
Excellent. And it's great to see you
what
all.
do we get?
And hopefully, as
Yes.
tomorrow's first reaction from Stuart and then Friday are ever kicking ass. Busy day.
Yes. Jacobs, $2. 58 sweet on to 100 and 150.
Yes.
Hashtag prediction like Spike. We have 143 people watching with 67 likes. We can easily hit 100 likes, guys. Let's do it.
And hello, Reggie. Welcome from Ireland. It's late for us both.
Yes. And Scott Purdy puts in £2. I like the floating table on the ship.
Is it floating?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it is. Nice.
I never noticed. Thanks for pointing that out.
And it's probably also a thing that he can just go like the guy in the space station. Any surface can be put together, which is good. Yeah, I mean that's great. That's a good level of future. I like it. And that's a digital effect as well the entire time. But well done. Thanks for pointing out. Thanks. See, we give credit. If you do good things, we call you out.
David Bessig, $10.
Hey.
To set a good example, you guys know exactly what I think here, and I have nothing positive to say about the show. But damn, Burnham looks great, and I love Trekyards.
There's a positive. Two positives.
Well, there you go.
Damn.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, David, I'm sure you enjoyed the episode more than you thought you were going to. But low expectations do help that.
I'd say Burnham looks good, not great necessarily. Just my personal opinion.
I think having met her in person, had a nice one-on-one with her.
Oh,
that sounds,
yeah.
Again, once you know the people behind the role, it does. I mean, I know you've disliked characters more to meet the people. I only tend to go one way on that. Of like, if I like the person, I like the character a bit more.
Yeah.
Especially
Yeah.
if you know the person's not at all like the character. For me anyway, it's like, wow, they really acted. Like, Data is not Brent. So you're like, damn, that's a good performance of Data. You know, I think I'm more the opposite,
Mhm.
but I appreciate it. Now, I don't know about you, but the shot of Book, I know he's got more stubble, but he looks younger to me than the
He
other.
does. Well, it's because he's smiling. I
Yeah,
mean, generally, when people smile, they look more positive and younger.
but
So
it's just weird because he looks like a flashback from 5 years ago, like how younger he looks, or like when he's in his 30s, even like he's digitally de-aged or something. It's very strange. I don't know why.
mm-hmm. Fleet Paw Swiftback, $2.
Thank you.
Genesis allowed is not. Is planet forbidden?
Yes.
Listen, backwards, friend. Genesis may be planet forbidden, but I'm damn well. Sorry,
But Stuart,
I'm not going to go into that. Yes.
since we are
Yes.
those sorts of people, the thing that they are drinking out of is a very
Mhm.
ornate thing. There's like a falcon on the lip bit and a symbol. Is that a Vulcan-y symbol? It doesn't ring a bell per se, but also it is slightly reminiscent of something I know. Anyone? Does anyone recognize it?
It doesn't look like Vulcan script at all.
Okay.
But and the symbol, the falcon thing you said, looks more Egyptian to me. Like, you know, just one of the with the wing spread.
Oh, and Raj has a point that people have noticed, and I wanted to pull out. If Burnham is exploring, looking for information on the burn, and waiting for discovery, whereas her mother, well, I mean, her mother isn't in this timeline. Remember, the mother was pulled back before they destroyed Control. So the mother went back into the future where the universe is destroyed, where she's alone on a planet in the far future with a suit that can't take her anywhere new, which is destroyed. So they're not in that future anymore. Like, the future doesn't. This isn't Back to the Future. The future doesn't dissolve around you. She's in a different future. Once they defeated Control, that future couldn't exist, and therefore, so they're never going to meet the mum. The mum's out of the show. You can't have the mum. Like, different universe. Sorry, I don't know if people got that, but it's pretty like there's no wiggle room there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Temporal mechanics. It's the hardest thing for people to wrap their head around.
It's like someone said, "Oh, really? That's the planet they were expecting to go to. What's it called?
Elysium? No.
Yeah, Terralysium. That's
Terralysium,
It's like, yeah, but remember, Terralysium was named by the people on the planet that were taken there by the Red Angel because the universe was destroyed and they saved the people. But this isn't the universe where that happened. So the planet was never named that. So whoever did end up not being killed. And remember, this is the universe where we had the temporal stuff, because in the Control universe we never got to the relativity and the time cops, all that shit, because that's doesn't, like, they can't all meld. Otherwise they would have stopped things. It had to be before that, and then post Red Angel, then the future could happen as we know, TNG, etc. And it was never named that, etc.
And Jason O says, "Yay, more negativity for money." LOL. It's not just negativity.
I was being kind of positive there with the table and the script. What do you mean? Where's negativity from, Jason?
I don't know. Apparently, all we do is bitch about Discovery. So,
and Sarita says,
David.
So mother never moved the colony. They did move the colony into the future of that timeline. The colony is not there in this timeline. The past still happened. Just this is not that future.
And Jason O says, "No, not us guys." Oh, okay. Not you guys, he says. Okay. David Bessig, $5. LOL. I haven't watched any of season 3, and Sonequa Martin Green is wonderful and fantastic, and she's wasted on this. Her character is awful, not her fault. I would agree with most of that. I think her direction, the direction she was given for season 1, was made her seem very stilted and made her seem like a bad actress, and she's not. I know she can do the thing. But it's just the direction you're giving. You have to work with that, right? So.
Well, I've done her a disservice every step of the way. They rarely give her truly good lines, and good stories. It's a real shame. But I mean, you could say the same for any of the.
But she's getting better.
Well, because they changed the character radically, you know. But you can say the same for the bridge crew. They didn't give any of them anything good to do, pretty much. So of course. I mean, you know what I mean. They're not doing anything for anybody, except for Pike, mostly. But yes. The two of them obviously going to have a romantic. We've seen that in many trailers, which implies, though, if they've already given that away that they're actually a romance subplot, is that going to be undone? Is Book a plant? Is there something special here? Because they've already showed them kissing in several trailers. So is it maybe not an important thing? They're so revealed, and it's even this is the first bit of this trailer. We see him lovey-dovey in each other's eyes. It's like, well, hey, yeah.
Well, we see them together a lot, even on Discovery. So I think it's going to be there's definitely a relationship there. Pradim Vaneep, Trekyards equals negative. Trek Central equals positive.
Well, we're neither.
Okay.
And I wouldn't want to necessarily watch only positive channel because that shows they're not being critical, as in critical thinking.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't want to watch only negative.
We're in
channel,
the middle.
Because then you're just being negative for no reason. You need to be both. You need to be either. You can't
We're
no
definitely
content.
in the middle of that equation.
Like even Endgame and Infinity War and Iron Man 1 have problems. They're overwhelmingly good films. They still have problems, and if you can't just say, "Oh, they're the best thing ever," because they're not. I don't get people. Oh, kidding, guys.
Oh, and then he says, "Kidding, guys." Okay.
You should like.
Stop kidding around with us.
We're sensitive because we try hard to be balanced, guys.
You almost did a Freudian slip. We try to be negative, positive. We balanced.
Was I?
Yeah, you almost said negative, but that's okay.
Oh.
You're trying not to be negative, I think is what you meant to say.
Yes.
David Bessick, though, $5. I have to go, but Trekyards, one word, David, one word.
He knows.
Is the most honest and fair reviews on the web. If you don't get that, you don't watch Trekyards. It's true. It's true.
I don't know. When you said I have to go, all I thought was I have to go. My planet needs me, and then slowly go up the screen like Poochie. Just most awkward. I've got to go.
I have to go to my planet now.
Such as, oh god. And Mr. Captain, Trekyards is the YouTube neutral zone. Yes. We try. Then we get this sequence, which is interesting because I think this is them misleading us, where the Discovery goes through. I would say more asteroid lookingness than debris lookingy stuff towards blue, either very murky water or very reflective ice, and then it cuts into a snow thing, which may not be the same planet. I don't think it's necessarily the same scene, because if it is Planet Terralisium, ex-Terralisium, I didn't think it was an asteroid belt. I thought it was debris. So what do you think here? Or do you just think it's debris? It just looks a bit odd in the shot. What's your take here?
I believe this is first when they come out of the wormhole. This is also the same planet. It's more debris-like, I would assume. I think there's probably asteroids as well mixed in there. But the planet does look similar from the orbit shot where they're going down to where they're firing the phasers. I think it's the same planet for sure. Could be misleading, but I doubt it. This is going to either be how the episode starts. Actually, I'm going to call that. This is where the episode starts with the scene. Just see the wormhole open and Discovery come zooming out of it. Yeah.
Just slamming into everything. Yeah.
Yeah. And I assume it's the same planet. Could be a different planet. I mean, fair enough. I mean, they didn't have the power source of the suit to come out at the same spot. They were getting dragged behind. So technically they could get flung out pretty much anywhere.
I mean, with Stuart, we have no idea. They make their own rules. It's a time suit pre-TOS. Who the hell knows, you know? But I almost get the sense this is them. They crashed through an asteroid bit because the way the clouds look quite pristine, but the next shot look quite gross. I'm almost gonna call out this is actually when they go to Earth, which we know they go to, and they have to go through like something. You know, just a cool shot because they didn't have much of the sequence of them crashing in this laser beam phaser through. So they used another bit to kind of. It's just the visual look of those two shots feels so different to me. I get they're on a planet, fine, but they feel so different. Yeah, one feels very season 1, one feels very season 2, with the lighting and whatever. Okay,
so you think it's a mishmash then? I'm going to say it's all one sequence. Yeah. So there you go. We have our division. We'll see who's right.
It's just vibe-wise, like it's gonna be the same sequence. It feels so different, to me anyway. Yeah. That's the question though. We know they crash on this planet. Are they gonna do a thing where they actually stay on a planet for like 6 episodes, where they're now it kind of like Beast Wars, well that's it. We're staying place here, or is it gonna be the thing where no, it crashes and it can move after? It's absolutely fine.
I'd say at least at least 2 episodes, maybe 3, where they're stuck on the planet before they get the ship off. Would be my guess. But
Hi,
I could
this
be
is
wrong.
Prop
Um, let's see. Rich. Oh, hold on. We got some super chats here.
Excellent.
Richard Kennedy throws in £5.
Thank you.
First live I've caught in a while. Usually listen to them after the fact in the gym. Take some money to make you go. Cheers. Well, thank you very much, Richard. We appreciate that.
You're all right.
And yeah, we'll have to say hi to you next time. So, Richard on the treadmill right now. Haha. How'd we know? But there you go. Fleet Paw Swiftback, $2. Are those phasers or tractor beams? My guess would be phasers. Like breaking up the hard surface to make it something softer to land into would be my guess. Or crash into, not land into, crash into.
I mean, we know that Discovery fires red phasers because Enterprise was the surprising blue phasers. And the way that the right-hand one is see-through and feels very unique, I'm going to guess they are going to say, whatever crew member people, power at like 5%, low, like it's a specialist setting. So they're not, because what would be the point of blasting so much as doing something else? Maybe it's like they're using a heat ray version, low power, full heat displacement. Because they're definitely odd, but the entire scene is odd. Like again, the color palette is so like wrecked. The ship in the previous shot is a nice coppery. It's not nice, but it's the classic copper. And here it's hard blue. So yeah, very interesting. But yeah, I think it's some sort of. I mean, they're not tractor beams. I think they're too small to be tractor beams, and you wouldn't. Why are you firing 2 different tractor beams from the phaser emitters? Doesn't quite work.
Because Discovery, at least they aren't coming out of the end of the nacelles. So let's be thankful for that.
That's true.
Yeah, I was gonna say low power or something, a specialist setting for the phasers.
Laser mode. Kind of a laser feel. The next shot though is where we get some actual visuals to talk about, like brand new visuals. Now, obviously, you can already see the reuse element of their prop department, which is these boxes which were in the warehouse, which I sense are going to be a recurring piece of prop. The boxes. I'm going to see if I can find a more clear screen cap as they pan down, because so many is like, so many aliens and stuff here. I want to be able to stop and dissect it.
Yeah. The first time I saw these, I thought they were like, they look almost like ship docks or shuttle docks, but they're definitely just, cargo module things.
Yeah, they're things to have. That's it, really. They're just, Although they do kind of imply, if they link in with the previous scene directly as this is where traders do trading, then obviously it makes sense. Like this is another outpost of trade.
Yeah. And we do get a DNA strand there as well, which is weird.
We get another. I mean, I can zoom in. So we get another of Morn's people. Although, as Major Grimm points out, they did the tertiary research, but not the full research. Morn was actually bald because of an accident. Like he was bald because he was bald. That race isn't hairless, and so obviously they didn't actually research the race. They just said, "Oh look, let's rebuild Morn." So every time we're gonna see him, we're gonna be like, "That's Morn." But it's like, I mean, obviously it'd be weird if he had hair, but they should have some hair, and that'd be weird.
Maybe it's legitimately Morn. Maybe he lives that long.
Well, each one is Morn. You mean Morn cloned himself and he got and he's part of the. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, sure. Why not?
Just to save his planet because they were going extinct. That's something Morn would do, and
But in this in this scene, I'll go to the next one in a second. We do see one random alien dude at the bottom, which is a new one. We do see the Morn. I do think we see a black guy in the same uniform outfit as the guys from last week.
Yep, looks like it for sure.
Which implies that it's also another trading colony. Although, for her to say, "Oh, is Earth part of this?" That adds a whole new department of. Wait, what? What do you think about that straight away? Because that changes that. Because she was, Book didn't say everyone's part of this, whatever, unless like the Orion's the main guys and they just hire whoever's local, and the humans are more local in this bit, and Andorians are more local in the other bit. I don't know. What do you think? Or is he just like one guy who's also trading from them?
You talking about the black guy with the?
If it's the same
Well,
uniform, yeah.
if you go to the next scene, there's an Andorian with him as well in the same
Oh
uniform.
yes, 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 yes.
Um, so I would guess that this is some kind of outpost or something
Yeah.
that's managed by them, or even the same planet. Like I said, they could still be on the same planet,
I
just a
mean, they
different
could
part
be.
of it.
Yeah, I
Um,
suppose.
so
I mean, it does have the
yeah,
same sort of trading spire thing. So yeah,
yeah,
but I mean, it would make sense, like say, if there's just trading outposts throughout this part of the quadrant and they all look kind of the same. One happens to be in a cold-looking warehouse. One happens to be in a deserty-looking bit.
yeah. And that big wheel thing on the right hand
Mm.
side is like it's a modern day excavator. Those big wheel ones.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um, just and I think I don't know if it's this trailer or another one. We see one in the distance along the coastline as well.
I don't know. It doesn't ring a bell.
Yeah. So,
Mm.
and this is probably the same planet, or at least the same people, because you got the drone
Yeah.
that scanned Michael when she went through
Yeah.
the
And this is also
thing.
her
So,
first haircut. So this is episode 2, I think. 2 or 3 before time jump. This is same haircut. So yeah, so I'm guessing that we're gonna have her say, I help Book with a mission. They have to go to another planet.
ooh,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm taking back what I said. I
Ooh.
said that it's going to start with Discovery coming out of the warp or the wormhole and crashing. I think it's going to start with this scene, her voiceover saying, "I've been trying to find out what's happened. It's been 6 months or something, trying to find out exactly what
clues.
happened with the burn." And because the next scene is a guy handing her something
A
with
thing.
NCC 4774, which is probably not the full registry. There's probably another number or two under there. So I think it's going to start out with that, and then maybe go to the opening titles, and then it's going to come back with Discovery crashing, perhaps. But that's what I'm going to call it. It's going to be a voiceover with her getting this information to start.
Yeah, 100%. And I think this is a data module, which is kind of nice. The font's relatively the same. Yeah, I mean, if he wants to, it'd be kind of nice if the first scene is her using her, archaic knowledge to help Book either find like an old fashioned storehouse of weapons and tech from like her era, like a lost bit of tech, so that she can give him something really useful. To like the first scene is like a really successful mission, and then she says, "Well, yeah, we'll go find you information." It'd be weird if we jump straight to he's helping her to find what happened to the burn. If this was the first scene, unless, like I say, it links to his mission. But yeah, it's good. And I give him credit.
And,
See, it's a good visual. I mean, it looks sort of. Obviously, it looks fake because it is fake. But the way it's all blended together is nice. It's effective. It's probably just a green screen stage outside on their sand pit lawn. But it's fine. It blends really well. Good job, them.
And Ron makes a good point. It's a good, nice 47 reference because 47 shows up a lot in Star Trek. So NCC 4774, that's funny. And Jevin also asks, "Is that a Monster Maroon on the left?" And it's not. I thought the same thing when I first saw it, but when you zoom in, it's
a dress.
I mean,
with
it's
a black
similar.
Strap.
Yeah, it looks like it. It could be put a white turtleneck under it, maybe, but I'm gonna say
hey,
no.
maybe this person's from the Enterprise C, and we learned the Enterprise C didn't go back in time, and some people got frozen. It's like even more time travelers.
Yeah.
This is Castillo's, other one. But yeah, good looking, a little bit CG. Then we get a kablooey, and we know this is the Starfleet base ship location with the fancy violin, etc.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
something goes
Absolutely.
wrong
Yeah.
here, but it's such a quick cut.
Which I think is a flashback to the burn.
Oh, maybe. Okay.
I skipped my super sticker. Where and when is craft? I don't see your super sticker, Jill.
I'm scrolling. I'm past 2 of David Bessig's. No, Jill. That hasn't come out. We see nothing.
I don't see it, Jill. It's not on either one of our ends, so sorry, Jill. Then we get a continuation of the scene we finished last episode with them holding hands, her and whatever his name is, and then the
Saeed?
close zoom in on the
His
flag,
name?
something like that. Yeah.
Still only a couple of
And then,
stars, which is harrowing,
yeah.
but also quite cool.
And then we get a Discovery shuttle, which is fine because that is one of Discovery shuttles. I'll guarantee you.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't have the glowy center ring like the other one did.
No. Now, is
Boy.
this meant to be an Earth? Because it's Earth-ish.
It's meant to be.
But because we know they go to Earth, and we know the Discovery is an orbit of Earth. That's the thumbnail later. But do you see any landmasses that might be Earth?
No. Yeah, no.
Kind of a one-note planet. It's just blue, like a dirty.
My
blue.
take is.
Yeah.
My take is that this is a different planet that they crashed on, because it looks like the one they crash on, or at least are heading towards. And even with the phasers and stuff, looks like it's the same kind of color for the ground. So my guess is they crashed, and then they're there for a while. They're exploring the nearby areas to see if they can find Burnham, perhaps. And they took a shuttle up to either a moon or something to investigate that. Maybe would be my guess, but I don't think that's Earth. No.
Yeah, it's tricky because they should come out of terrorism. There's literally no reason for not to. The time suit we know works. It just works, and it wasn't damaged. I mean, Burnham knowing how to fly it is okay, fine. She doesn't know how to fly it, but she obviously did because she did 7 jumps before that. I know they were obviously predestined to happen, etc. But yeah, I think it's probably a shot from later in the season where they're flying down somewhere. But it's a bit abstract for sure. Then we get Saru saying some Saru things, good in his makeup. Then we get the introduction to your beloved, the furry costume. What? No, what?
What'd you say?
The furry costume, because it kind of like his pelt or something. No, it's not, but it kind of like it. But yes, sorry, it's Tilly. Look, Stuart, it's Tilly. How do you feel?
Tilly and Saru are going out to investigate some things, which is great. Don't feel super stoked.
I wonder why these specific outfits as well. Because it feels like such a thing where they've got to have learned a bit about the landscape of the universe to pick these. You know?
To not wear their uniforms and their deltas. Yeah.
But the way this is implied to me, especially given this next shot, you can see like hovering debris or falling debris. And that is like either big debris or massive rocks. Is like they're cold. They're walking out to this ice planet because they're cold. And why these two? The currently in charge person and bridge officer. I mean, what's Tilly's actual role? She's not an engineer specifically. She's not my serial person. She's not a medical person. She's
super ensign now. She was super cadet. Now she's super ensign.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just because she's smart, I guess. Why wouldn't you bring security? You know, it's a weird pairing.
This looks like where they crashed on the ice, the glacier, whatever it is, and they're stepping out for the first time to kind of look at the outside. And I mean, in all fairness, I, as a captain, would have probably also take Tilly, because it's a cold environment, and if you need to stay warm, if you get stuck out there, you know. And she's a redhead. This whole fire crotch thing. Sorry, that just went way off the rails, and I apologize. Matthew K throws in $5. I don't watch the prediction vids because I like knowing nothing about upcoming episodes, but I still wanted to say hi. So hi. Hello, Matthew. They're fun to go back and watch after the fact.
Yes.
But I don't know why it would be her and Saru, and why they're not in uniform. If this was just after the crash and they don't know anything about what's going on, it seems kind of odd. Because you'd think they'd have like a Starfleet parka with deltas all over it because it's Discovery.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, this could be like a couple weeks or a month after they crash. They haven't been able to move the ship. I don't know.
And is this an airlock? Like the way this is cut together, this isn't obviously the shuttle bay. That's ridiculous. So this happened to crash so that the source was exactly lined up with. I guess they're crashing into the rock.
It's not though. It's not though, because we saw a shot of it after it came to rest, and it's kind of like it's like this, right? So
how are they walking out into a location?
maybe they use thrusters and push the ship over. Boom, so it's flat. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. And they walk into a cave or something. Like I always think it's going to be a later in the season thing where Burnham's off doing something and they're off doing something and they've got to land somewhere else and do something because it feels so disjointed. Well, I think part of it's I just don't care about these people, like almost even more than Burnham because they don't care about these people. Like Sarah's been reset twice now. Tilly's been reset from her season 1 persona. She's overly smart and not very interesting to me anymore. Like I just don't care what they're gonna do, honestly, and they look boring as all hell. So it's just like, okay. And it's just bland color palette.
Chaddock Productions, $2
Hey!
Australian cap, UW.
Yes.
I try. And Jeff Jacobs, $2, 100 nice, 150
Ooh.
next. Relativity is NCV 474439. Hashtag make Jeff pay. And we have 198 people watching with 101 likes. Guys, we can easily hit 150 likes.
What?
Easily. If you haven't hit like yet. Let's get us to 150. And if you can go beyond that, please continue hitting that like button.
Guys, 120 likes. Hit it. Come on.
He's being nice with 120. I say 150. Come on, 150 at least.
It's a spore step. But Jill says, when Arium died, who took over sport ops on the bridge? Funny story, Jill. Arium took over from Arium. Because the first actress playing Arium didn't want to be in the makeup because it was bad. So they cast another actress to be Arium, who then got killed. So they then brought back the original actress who played Arium, who's now a human. So that blonde lady who was Arium is now back again. That's funny. That's a fun little weird side story. Yes. Honestly, though, having also met Aroshikam, like I'm more excited to see where they take these two bridge officers because there's so much untapped potential, and like they know they need to give time to them. You know, they've given them nothing.
Yeah.
So what are they going to do that could be really cool with these gals? You know, the bridge team.
Well, there's so much they could do. Even Bryce and the other guy. I'm looking forward to seeing more of them because.
Well, these are the guys that never do any exploring, any adventuring. They are going to be a tight knit team because they never go off the bridge. They're always there chatting. You know, it's never them off doing anything cool. They're always there.
Well, that being said, the actress that plays, what's her name?
Aroshikam.
Yes, she is now bald.
Oh.
I'm not going to try to say it because I cannot say it.
As in real
she's
life
now bald.
Or in the show?
Yes, the actress shaved her head after I guess season 3 was done. Okay. So does her character get killed, or is she going to be wearing a wig for season 4, or is she just going to change her hairstyle? I was quite shocked when I saw it. I forget where I saw it, but it was probably about 4 months ago that I saw that. But I was quite shocked because I like her hair. I think it looks really nice.
Probably hurts your head. If it's real hair, I mean, and it looks like real hair.
Yeah, and I know Doug Jones shaves his head to go into production, and then when he's done, he grows it out. So,
yeah, he always does a video of, Zzz, it's gone, guys, it's gone.
Even Anthony Rapp shaved his head after they were done filming season 3, but that's since grown back. So,
okay,
yeah,
let's find the lady's Instagram if she has one, because that'll be a way.
That'll be a way.
Or Twitter, nope. Twitter it is. Okay.
This is all you.
Yes, indeed. Way less hair, and now it's orange. She looks very, very different.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Crazy.
Ron Cerna, I think Tig is the new chief engineer. Yes, she is.
I can see
Stamets was never chief engineer. Stamets is not the engineer. He is the Spore guy.
We literally never met chief engineer in 2 seasons. Or the main engineering room.
Or seen main engineering, absolutely.
And I guarantee we're not even going to see main engineering in the course of the show because they're not going to build another set. Or they'll reuse the CGI asset of the Enterprise Engineering CG one, which is massive, which would be weird. Yeah. I mean, I'm okay with Tig being that, but I want a scene where she's like, I mean, there's only 9 people on this ship. I guess I'm chief engineer then. Yeah. Oh, cool. Because there's like 10 of them. That's it. I mean, you can't run the ship with that, really. You know, you couldn't run Voyager with that view. You know, with it actually working.
Yeah, but then we get the there she is or whatever, and you see supposedly Earth. You're meant to believe it's Earth.
I've kept assuming, but I mean, yeah. It's very, very blue. I mean, it's no green.
Maybe they come out of the wormhole. Everything's fine. They see the planet. There it is. Where's Burnham? They go in closer. Something happens to the ship, and just snowballs. Literally, crashes on the planet on the ice. Who knows?
And McKay says, "Is the spore drive room the same engineering room?" No, that is engineering spore room 4, I believe. It's not even. There's actually several spore drive chambers. That one's the one they use most. That's one that Stamets likes the most. But there's not engineering. We've never seen the warp core.
It actually says on the plaque on one of them, port side engineering something or whatever. I forget exactly what it said. But
we can see the main core through the window, but
yes,
that doesn't. Okay, it's a red light that comes through a window. You know, it doesn't really tell us anything about it. But yeah, I mean, what do you think? Call it now. Is this Earth? I mean, I really did just assume that. I think someone said in some piece of media, someone mentions Earth, and since they can just spore drive to Earth, you would think that'd be one of your earliest things to want to do.
Yeah.
You know, what do you think?
Well, I assume it's after they find Michael, they'll want to go check on Earth because Michael hasn't been able to. So they'll use the spore drive to get there to see what the state of the Federation is, because Sector 001, it's the heart of the Federation.
Or is that too much?
It's too much.
Well, because it
is.
They're not very good at delivering on the goods. So do we want to see Earth? How are they going to do Earth? I mean, it'll be a letdown whatever they do. They can't possibly do it really great. I mean, I'm sure we'll see San Francisco, the exact same color of San Francisco from both Discovery and Picard, because they're cheap sometimes. So maybe they're not even going to try and go to Earth. Maybe someone says Earth's destroyed or whatever. Maybe someone says Earth's destroyed, but it's not. It's like a red herring, which no one ever go there. That'd be kind of cool. Like Earth is still the center of the Federation, but everyone thinks it's destroyed. They've just put a simple sensor jamming field around it to make it look as if there's been a black hole, etc. That'd be kind of cool.
It could also be Trill, because we know they go the Trill ponds, pools, and we got this new character who I think is related to the Trill at some point. And anyway, it could be that. It could be a deception on their part for sure. So
no, super good idea. Yeah, I mean that would certainly be later.
Yeah. Paul Graham though puts in $5. Yeah, I'm with Matthew, but at least wanted to stop by and offer my comment, and ad revenue. OpenLuna.org is accepting interns and volunteers. Go check out OpenLuna.org and see what they're all about. And if you guys want to volunteer, go ahead. That'd be awesome. Then we get this other character introduced, and she's basically saying this science ship is like a museum. Like it's so old and not advanced. Until he gets all offended. Well, some people like museums. Well, that's exactly what somebody that lives in a museum would say.
Which is actually true. Museum lovers will say they love museums. And this is our first clear look at the character, of the vibe, and of the uniform. And without any doubt, this is some sort of Federation-esque thing. And as we called out early on, and it links back to Star Trek Enterprise, the producers want to link to their own show more than making sense of the canon. So if they are going to go future Federation uniform, they're going to go blue jumpsuit, because that's what Discovery uses, even though it is in itself a 900-year-old concept. So it shouldn't be that. Not sure what it would be. It should be some evolution of the relativity. I guess unless it's a time cop one, but whatever. So it's just blue. So it blends in very well, but it's fine, very utilitarian. Kind of has that Rathacon wraparoundiness, although it doesn't have a comm badge. There's no comm badge, which can imply it's not Federation, maybe it's Starfleet Security or Trill. Although no, they're not Trill because the Trill's later on. I don't know. I like the look. It's a decent enough looking uniform. It's both bland and interesting in different ways, which is odd. Obviously, if you took away those, the belt, which is a very normal looking belt, it'd be like, yes, this is it. Yeah.
Yeah, it does look time copy. It does look like Captain Braxton?
Braxton, yeah.
It's got the same kind of feel.
Really?
It doesn't look.
I wouldn't say
I think
that
it
at
does.
all. Well, let me get that, because I'm surprised you think that.
Well, I do think that. It's the first thing I thought of when I saw it, and then when I look at the other one, I'm like, it's not really the same. But That's what it instilled in me when I first saw it.
Mm.
So
That might be
I
because
don't know
obviously
if
you're
that's
thinking future, which is fair enough.
maybe. I'm thinking hopefully that maybe it's it's one of the ensigns from the Relativity who stopped by, but Relativity had to go do something else and take care of JJ's shit. So we'll be back. This is not as important as some other shit we got to do.
And obviously, we are joking. We know Relativity's 100 years ago, but we're having fun, guys. Look at all the fun we're having.
It's time ship. Who cares if it's 100 years ago? It can go out in the future.
So that's very true. That is fair enough. I will give you that. Stuart, we've no time to talk about time.
This is not the time. That's true.
I'm just trying to find the picture if my things don't crash. But, what do you think of the scene? Because I kind of like the vibe. It's a nice, cheeky. Discovery is known for being dark, dramatic, harsh, unending, vicious,
and
tits. So it's kind of nice that, it's a bit more, okay. It's a bit...
And yet not enough tits. Where's Tilly tits? And that being said, there was another preview or trailer where there's another lady in the same uniform. I think it's a different lady, actually. It's a different actress. Same uniform, talking to them in a smaller room. There's Stamets, Tilly, and Tig, I believe.
Also a guy as well.
Yeah, so, I mean, there's other people with this uniform as well. So is it a member of one of these other Federation ships? Part of the Federation that's from the future? I don't know. I would say so. And no comm badge is fine because we know that the Delta is like, ooh, you believe in ghosts. That symbol hasn't been around for a long time.
Well, it also symbolizes the hope that they're explicitly saying we need.
But then again, it's a differentiation between... Well, is it, though? The differentiation between the Federation and Starfleet? Yeah.
But we've seen the Starfleet logo. It's the flag. That's tricky because I was fully convinced, but yeah, it didn't even occur to me until this point. Now, we know this is the character that we think loses memory, joins the crew, goes against the Federation, etc., etc. Although, to be fair, the biggest clue here probably is the fact that the sideburns are Starfleet issue. Or at least close enough to.
Oh my god.
I'm just saying that's a deliberate choice there. And it's definitely a uniform, and it's blue like Discovery. But there you go, there's it compared to Relativity, and clearly, I mean, not at all. No links whatsoever. That uniform's great. It's so simple. Like, see, Relativity is a lovely like evolution of Star Trek. It's like, how do you make 500 years in the future cool? It's weird, it's simple, I like it. That's an effective future thing. At least in my opinion.
I thought the angles with the shoulder thing reminded me of the angles on the anyway, whatever.
Yeah, it's more like a carny. It would be kind of cool if it comes off.
It's the Discovery version of the actual Prime Timeline temporal uniform. It's fine. It's got to be different.
But I like the Viper. I like the more cheekiness because we were assuming there'd be a negative faction of Starfleet. But hey, if they can keep a positive vibe, I am fine with that.
Absolutely. So yeah, then we get a shot of Discovery above the planet. I don't know if this is like during the crash sequence or whatever.
Well, different planet, I'm gonna say, because there's a distinctly, yellow, different color palette.
Yeah, I guess.
If they've crashed into ice, I doubt there's desert next to ice.
Doesn't mean it's desert necessarily.
Oh no, but vibe-wise. Burnham long hair in Discovery uniforms. Obviously now she's got back to the crew. However many episodes that's going to be in on.
And then we get some of those floating things that we see in the background for Sir and Tilly. And I think this is one of the... There's a shot with that big excavator in the background along this kind of ridge line, I think, with the floaty things as well.
They got a colony is what I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Then we get a fight scene on the Trill planet because the other guy's a Trill. But Burnham's using a Discovery pistol and Discovery uniform, but the old hair. They're fighting people. They've got the new officer. She's shooting lots of people. Are they coming?
Yeah, it looks like there's a Vulcan there as well.
Oh, and no, he's wearing the same. There's a guy in the back who's wearing the same white uniform. So yeah, they're fighting the Andorian, Orion, Vulcan. Yeah, Vulcan. Yeah, he's a Wow, that's a coalition.
Yeah.
Oh, good night, Benedict.
And then we got. Good night. And we got a shot of the aft of the Discovery's nacelles and some ships behind them.
Yes.
But it looks like there's a force field over a planet.
Absolutely.
It looks like a planet protected by a force field, like we saw in Picard.
It's probably the same 3D model of the planet with a shield. Oh, that was green, but yeah. And these ships give me big insectoid vibes from Enterprise. Oh, no, these are Starfleet. It's got red and blue. It's got red fronts and blue sides. At least on some of them.
They look kind of Askew a little bit from the front.
I mean, they're aggressive.
Matthew DeFreitas, $2. I think the new officer has a delta on her upper chest. I did not see one.
I mean, the delta's huge, guys. I mean, you wouldn't miss the delta. No, I mean, you've got the lit part, but clearly it's not a delta. She's got epaulets. Clearly not a delta. So no delta.
You got a shot of the bridge with the zoom in on the ships, but you can see the force field around the planet.
But then you get an exterior shot of these big white, again, ships that have pieces that aren't connected, which I think is going to be a common vibe. What the hell are these?
Well, they're firing at Discovery. Not that means anything. And then you see on the screen some weird creature, which could be a Malcosian. It looks like a Malcosian almost from Spectre of the Gun. Just like a Discovery version. That is Book's. That is Book's ship, though. That's speaking to them on.
It is. Yes. Good call. Because the thing is, you can't tell. It's a Discovery interface. Like I was sitting on the Discovery view screen. It's
I know.
The same. That's really.
I thought it was Discovery 2. And then.
That's hilarious. That's so frustrating. Although, and this might just be a sign of stupidity. If you look at the same picture of the guy, there's those shuttles on the right. So this, the things that we saw on the Starbase LCOS, that's just part of the display. They don't care. That's just a detail. That isn't shuttles. That's just let's throw these boxes on with things in them. That's not anything specific.
Yeah. Valkyrie 417 puts in $2. My money is on Ilaki STO. Ilachi. Well, they do have a humanoid body, apparently, because the next scene, you see Book behind him, but it's the alien's face with, like, a collar. So I would assume there's just, like, a humanoid body. A helmet, yeah.
They're there to do... I assume they're alien, like, bug-like. Maybe it's just to do fear. Maybe it's just, like, we are the new force that take the galaxy. Oh, no, we're just Starfleet. Ooh.
It looks like one of the things from The Matrix.
The Sentinels.
Squids.
Yeah.
The squids,
to be fair, cool design, pretty average, but it looks effective. But I think you're right. I think it's absolutely a mask. The way that's done. But if you look at this battle, so these two forces are firing, very different stylistically to the fighters. Very different. We're playing one is the Orion Andorians with their, because white and white that would fit, and one is the other guys. And then when they shoot Discovery, Bookship is there. Although it amazes me that Discovery shields can take hits. If this is the future,
from future weapons,
I mean, one hit would be enough to destroy the shields. I mean, again, they're not going to care, are they? They're going to be able to take shields out at 85%.
Well, it looks,
like, guys, come on.
Yeah, it looks very much like they're shooting at Book's ship, and Discovery flies in to take the hits.
I could see that, which is dumb because they'll just be destroyed. But okay.
But it's Discovery, man.
And if that's a real scale, that's an interesting scale.
That's a wrong scale, if that's the scale.
Perspective is obviously important there, but that's weird. And yeah, this is the planet with the force field. So they're at a planet with a force field where Book and Discovery is being attacked by two different alien races, potentially. Very strange.
It gets stranger and stranger the more we look into it. And this the interior shot of the view screen where I said it was bookship. The only reason I knew it was bookship because I saw the goddamn cat. I'm like, why is the cat on the Discovery? Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah. There's the chair as well. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the next thing I noticed when I started looking. But I focused on the view screen and I thought it was Discovery. Bad design, guys.
Terrible art design. Although, so what I'm gonna say, because based on the view screen shot, you can see both types of ships. I think this is going to be either a Starfleet planet or a planet by the Orions, and the Starfleet Federation are going to come in to help fight off the other people who are going to be the Orion Andorians, and so we'll see a distinct two sides. Because, like I say, there is a red and blue on these ships, which is the Federation aesthetic. And if all you're going to do is give us facades and warp grills, then at least
they don't even know the Federation aesthetic in Discovery, for Christ's sake. So
no, but we have seen Relativity, and they do have. I think it's not red, but they have a grill and they have purple facades. I don't know, but is it in this interest?
I was going to say 212 people watching, 134 Brilliant. Likes. We hit his 120 goal. Can we hit my 150 goal? It should be easy with 212 people. If you haven't hit the like button and join the conversation, guys. If you think of something cool, somebody said in the chat there, Boss says Earth has been taken. That's a great suggestion. Maybe Earth is the one with the force field around it to either protect the Federation assets that are remaining, or somebody has taken over Earth and
that's interesting.
The Federation can't get it back. I mean, that was the heart of the Federation. That's like a real stab in the back, so.
No, that's actually brilliant. Because if you picture that, when they get to Earth, what do they find? They find 5 dozen alien ships just hammering a defense shield. Both sides knowing they're not going to do anything, but eventually someone's got to give. And they look at the residue of the power signatures, and they know these bombardments were going for 4 years. And Federation got smaller and smaller to the point that they knew Earth, everyone on Earth could be fine. So the president of Federation said, "Hey, we've got people on Earth. We've got 21 billion people, and we can live fine here. It's my responsibility is these people. That's the point. So I'm not going to activate the shield, and we can't leave, kind of like the Wraith and Stargate." And then when Discovery comes in, Federation, the Earth president's like, "Oh my god, another Federation starship? What the hell?" Hence why it launches the fighters, which look like low end or low size ships because they're defense craft that are at the planet. And with Discovery's help and Book's help, they stop bombardment for a couple of whatever hours, maybe even use a spore jump to do some clever attack maneuver. And then it turns out who's bombing them are actually other Federation, because it turns out the Federation president ended up being a bit of a xenophobe, and most people didn't like his idea, whatever. That'd be a nice reveal. That's cool. Cool. All the creative stuff.
Well, the next thing is kind of misleading, because you see Book slide something across the floor, which you assume is something important, and then that cuts to a scene on the bridge of the Discovery where there's an explosion. Until I looked at this still, I didn't put that together. I thought it was he slid that across the floor, then there's an explosion wherever they are. But it's totally different. And because they cut right back. They cut right back to like the quarry that we saw in season 2 for the Mirror Universe.
Stuart, anyway. Those rocks don't exist anywhere except on a starship bridge. You know that amount of rocks.
Well, Book. This is done so quickly. You got to keep that in mind. He slides it across the floor. You see an explosion with rocks, and then you cut to a quarry where they're running through a quarry. Like, really. Jeff Jacobs, 254, 154. Way to go, 200. Here we come. Blew it to do it. Yeah, 155 likes now, which is great, guys. Thank you. Let's hit 175. If you haven't hit hit the like button. So then we got Book and an Andorian and a bunch of other people running. Like a factory. Like I said, a quarry setting. Which would be somewhere near Toronto. So I should go find it. And we're back in space with the space battle again. Sorry. I hate that they use that quarry again. That's just annoying as hell.
Sorry. Well, just a quick comment. Sorry, on the. What do you think the thing is then? He's throwing the grenade. Who cares about that? But where are they then? Because It's quite a a set. He's in a different uniform. Oh, he's in a.
Well, it doesn't even look like a grenade. It looks like nothing really.
Plasma. Well, it looks like a piece of tech that he's got into overload. So it'll be a flashbang. To me, that's what that looks like.
It doesn't look advanced enough for that to me. It just looks like
it's a mining planet. I mean, they don't use advanced stuff even in the Mega Ultra future. But you're right. So you think he's just sliding a tool to burn him across the way, but it's cutting away, makes it look like a bomb. Okay.
It has nothing to do with an explosion.
Yeah.
Just the way they cut it to make it more exciting.
Okay. Yeah, I buy that. And this explosion, do you think that's them crashing, and or is that them under attack? Because this is a very big explosion, and if
I would say it's where they moved the Discovery to block the things from hitting Bookship. When that hit, that impact will be this explosion.
And actually, you know what? This might be a good situation where, and this I guess this is how we might do it, and we obviously care at Canon way more than they do. It goes without saying that I said it. It'd be nice if they did go in front of Bookship, took those like 3 hits, and it destroyed half the systems in the ship. Like, it is complete meltdown. And so Book has taken them to a Federation colony, and they get refitted.
And that's when the ship crashes.
Maybe. Well, it looks pretty intact, but that could be fun. Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. Continue.
But would it be interesting then if they refitted Discovery based on the modern tech? Like, fixing something like then you don't need pylon, things that big, and it symbolizes in the future, because that's a very big explosion. Those panels should be shredded. Like that transparent steel, that's Star Wars, I know, but that plexiglass, that's gone. So it'd be kind of fun if it gets, you shouldn't be able to take hits from this future armada. You shouldn't. I mean, we saw Into Mirror Darkly, the TOS colony Defiant, literally one phaser blast, the shields on Andorian and Vulcan didn't even affect it. Completely ineffective. And that was only 100 years. This is 900. So the shield shouldn't exist in the context of there shouldn't be any power. I mean, again, they don't care. They don't know that. But yes, the quarry. Yep. Going to be a quarry. But then we see...
just hold on.
Okay.
Hold on one second. I just got to take care of something real quick. I'll still be here. I'll be listening.
Okay, then we have a weirdly in focus shot of Book's ship, which actually really helps his scale, because we get to see the exact part of the ship he's actually using his L-cars on, which really does help with scale. And a lot of nice little lighting. So we see the big ships in the background, definitely non-connected pieces, which will make Eaglemoss's job a lot harder. Discovery looking a bit redder than normal, with the shuttle bay open, obviously. Ship goes by. A lot of lights, which I appreciate. Bit of engine burn looking like. And this I want to talk about when Stuart gets back, because this confuses me. And this entire moment as well.
I'm back.
Hello. So then we get the cyborg lady with an Andorian, who's obviously not part of the crew, with the... Oh, is this...
Cat.
This is implied.
That's Book's ship.
Yeah, it's implied it's a shuttle, but it isn't. But that... Yeah, okay, it's Book's ship, but none of the... They don't have the lights on them. I don't know. But I guess she is the pilot, isn't she? I guess. Is she?
Yes. And she goes, we're going to do something crazy that might get us killed.
Yes.
I believe is what she says here.
But yeah, good looking Andorian. But I guess, yeah, it's a... And then did you notice those sound effects were kind of Star Warsy?
Yeah, absolutely. There's some really nice shots of Book's ship here. I hope. Did you use these for the video we did on that ship?
No, because we didn't know about them. Because we didn't.
Oh, damn.
I mean, it's a good looking penknife. It could do with some engine Bassard glows. But what is it attacking? This is a black old ship.
Section 31 ship.
I know. Although. Oh no, it's doing the thing, Stuart. Oh, for God's sake, guys. It's shooting the ship, and there's fireballs, but you can see the shields. So for some reason, disruptors are causing fireballs on the shields. Oh! Hated that in Discovery Season 2 finale. It loses all of the power of the battle. You wasted people. It's clutter. It's noise. It's bad. It's all the tension. Like, I had tension till I realized there's no tension. Oh, goodness.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a popcorn action movie. What do you expect? Yeah, those look like really weird designed ships. Because they're black, I want to say Section 31, but I don't want to say Section 31 because that's stupid.
Space section.
But you can see one in the distance firing as well. Then we get a shot of Discovery's. No, that's not Discovery Shuttle Bay. That's the window of Book's ship.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, it helps us with a sense of scale because that room's not huge. The ship's not huge, and we appreciate a smaller ship. It's more relatable.
And Grid QB says maybe it's torpedoes and not phasers. Well, they are little blue like pulse things that are firing out. So
there's also sound effects.
They don't
pulses.
Yeah, they don't look like torpedoes or sound like torpedoes.
And I don't think you'd be wasting torpedoes against shields when torpedoes are a limited resource. Whereas disruptor bolts, I mean, when does Discovery ever use torpedoes? Ever? It's always phasers or pulse phasers. I mean, they never use torpedoes. I mean, ostensibly they have occasionally, but it's very, very rare.
Ooh. And McKay1715 says red planet, Mars or Vulcan. It's true, it is a red planet.
Ah.
It could also be the sunrise side of the blue planet.
Yeah. It's true. No, Vulcan, that makes sense. I can see it be Vulcan. I mean, Mars is good too, but yeah, Vulcan. And guys, we're amazing viewers, 224, that is brilliant. Likes are pretty good. Still a bit light on super chats though. I'd like to see another at least $50. I would love to know your guys' thoughts and comments. Please do put them in now about this. I mean, you guys must have thoughts, and if you can subject that, it would be cool.
And Squadron, of course. Oh no, hold on. Fleet Pass Swiftback, $10.
Thank you.
I remember where I had seen the blue things Discovery fired to keep from crashing. They did it when the Spore jumped into the cave on Kronos from season 1 finale. I think they're stabilizer beams. Oh, maybe. Because the Spore jumped into the planet, and then they had the.
I thought it was scanning, but I guess they could be.
I thought they were scanning too, but I'm just trying to picture the scene now.
I mean, yeah. I mean, should I just find a picture?
I mean, if you want to.
I mean, guys, if I have to, I mean, oh God.
While he's doing that, Squadron Course throws in $2. Why complain? Rocks on the bridge is canon.
I didn't complain.
It is canon.
Did I complain?
Probably.
I made a fun joke about it. I did not complain. I'd rather be rocks than no rocks, guys, without question.
217 people watching with 170 likes. Guys, we can easily hit 175 likes. That's 5 more people. But we can even hit 200, I think. So if you haven't hit like, please consider hitting that like button. And if you're on mobile, all you have to do is close the live chat, hit the like button, then reopen the live chat. Because it's not always obvious on a mobile device how to hit the like button. So if you can, please do. We'd appreciate it. He's looking at the picture now. And he's not convinced. But it's close enough that there's hesitation.
Yeah. Let me do a side by side. That's confusing, guys. You brought a new level of confusion into my world, guys. How dare you? I'm also going to brighten up because season 1 is absurdly dark.
Oh yeah, I'd say so.
On every level, Stuart. You know, eating Saru, good times. Totally needed. I mean, not literally obviously Saru, but you know what I mean. Okay, so here is the season 1 pre-cage technology, and here is the 900 years in the future.
Calling it now, not the same.
I mean, yeah. I mean, clearly the beams in the new show are actually destroying matter because you can see them breaking up things, and they're coming from the phaser array. But boy, what the hell are these things on the first season? Why do I never call that as looking stupid? That's not. There aren't. What is this? Those aren't thrusters. What is that? It's not right. Those aren't what? What bullshit is
Maybe
that?
they are thrusters. You don't see that in space because there's no light shining on them specifically, and they're in the atmosphere, or they're in the heart of a planet.
With the blue of the basalt, yeah. Oh,
so it's just the glowy element of the reaction control thruster.
I think I was just so pissed with that episode, just didn't even notice it. Damn it, guys! You made me see something I don't like 2.5 years later. I didn't need that in my
Spotlights, people are saying. I'd say spotlights is a fair assumption.
No, they explicitly does this and they do that. No, it's explicitly changing the momentum. Otherwise, what's the point? Like, they turn on, things sort of spinning, it pushes down, there's dust. I mean, no, they're obviously... And if there's spotlights, the ship actually goes, basically almost lands, which will make the spotlights redundant. And there should be spotlights on the top of their spotlights. Anyway.
Scott Purdy puts in £5.
Thank you.
I think weapons would be set to disable to allow stripping of vessels. If you have energy for planet shields, why not warp or FTL travel as well?
Well,
fair enough.
I mean, planetary shield though, they did it in Picard. I don't necessarily say they had used dilithium. I don't necessarily had to. Remember, you're folding space with warp. You're generating a power shield with the other one, and you can. I mean, I'm sure those satellites also had solar power. You know, I mean, they'd be self-powered as well. Because once you get it up and running, it can run. If you can get the thing to run itself, like, do you really think you're wirelessly sending power up to the planetary shield all the time? I'm sure they're independently powered and then feed off. You know, it's probably a system.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's not a useful system because if the planet goes
unless
dead,
it's powered from the planet with a massive power generator that shoots one up to a central one, which then
possible.
Spreads it out.
But you'd still want to have though solar panels and all such. And besides, I'm sure you have enough fusion generators to generate something. You know, and planet scale is pretty big, but if all your resources on one planet, etc. Yeah. Cool. And then we get Giorgio appear, who likes this new world, as we get a saloon with a very long gun, and she beats somebody up.
Yes, well, this is her kind of environment. And when I heard this the first time, I'm like, would you shut up, Giorgio? I said it again today when I watched it. I just can't stand the character. That being said, Tilly is behind her with a guy that was in one of the other trailers previews.
Was it?
He's actually the guy. He was with Anson Mount in and Cole Meany on Hell on Wheels. He was one of the main characters. So when I saw him, I'm like, who is that? And I had to look it up.
Okay.
And yeah. Anyway, neither here nor there. There's somebody on the floor. Is that Saru? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, remember, guys, this is a genocidal destructor of the universe that conquered and destroyed billions. And she's our main character? What an awful person to have. It is literally having Hitler on your cast and having them as a playful character. She's worse than Hitler because she killed multiple planets. I don't understand this.
And 8 people.
Yeah, why is she... I mean, she's more interesting than Captain Giorgio was, but that's because she was the most plank who cares character who was in only 1 episode or 2 episodes. But yeah, like, die already. Sorry. Like,
yeah.
Okay, she can kick butts. And Michelle Yeoh's an okay actress, but she's not done well in this. Like, she's fine. She's not great or anything.
T. Reed True throws in $5 with no comment, but thank you very much.
You.
We appreciate that.
It's interesting this is implied to be a human location. I'm guessing this is kind of like a human colony, and only humans allowed, maybe, something like that.
Maybe. He's got an interesting shotgun, though, or gun. It looks shotgunny from the side. It's supposed to get that rustic kind of westerny feel from it, I think.
It's like a cheap version of Ronan's gun from Stargate.
Big ass beam, yeah.
And he's got red eyes. Don't know if that's important. Or he might not be alien.
Then we get Discovery. Again, the crashing sequence.
Yes. Yes.
Possibly.
But that rubble is definitely staying in orbit, so there's some weird magnetic thing about this planet, which is cool, which is interesting. Okay, yeah. And then Saru, so he's in his clothing that we see him leave the ship in, but this is future Burnham. He was in a different outfit, another outfit.
Yeah.
So is that implying second half of the season or like post travel?
It almost implies that they crashed on the same planet, or a planet that Michael and Book become aware of, find them, and then say either that or that scene with Saru and Tilly leaving the ship is after this, because they know not to wear their deltas, or or the Discovery's been there for a while, but when Michael finds them, and they're used to wearing these garb for whatever reason, that's tough. I don't know. I don't know what to say.
Then we get a decent bit of new tech, the Stamets goo drive,
Yes.
spore drive. Sure, upgrade to it. Why not?
It's like Palmolive, the old Palmolive commercials where the lady put her finger in the Palmolive. So it didn't, anyway, that's an 80s commercial thing, but it's the same color as Palmolive. Just wanted to point that out. But yeah, it's like a future interaction with the spore drive, instead of going in through the things on his arms.
Although it does make you wonder, though, if they're upgrading... This does... I guess this gives some credence to the ship gets absolutely trashed, they have to upgrade it. I mean, this ship can't exist in this era and win any fight. I mean, a shuttle can destroy them. Probably an escape pod, you know? If a runabout can destroy a dwindling bug ship, showing the imbalance of a well-equipped shuttle, of course Discovery can blow up by absolutely everything. And so if part of the... Earth needs you, Federation needs you, we're... because remember, they couldn't use the spore drive because the Federation told them not to. This ain't that Federation anymore. So if now they're working for them directly and they want to give a device which, doesn't stab him each time, boom. It would just revalue the Brian Fuller approach of spore drive, infinite power of technology, anywhere in the galaxy, in an instant, in any universe. And because they also went forward in time technically with Mirror Universe to Prime, they can also do time travel. So unlimited drive. Can literally do anything. But then we get the kiss. Although is this an unwanted kiss, perhaps? Dum dum dum.
I think it's probably pretty wanted at this point. She and him look pretty happy on his ship, so I don't know. I'd say they've got a good relationship going on at this point, especially if it's a year later. Now, then we get what I assume is the mycelial network or some kind of trill thing.
Yeah.
Because you got the trill, like, house coat thing, and Burnham talk.
Well,
or actually, maybe that other character, the other
this
other
isn't
new
the
character.
Trill. This is the other one. This is the Starfleet character, or probably. So
well, yeah, I know, but I'm just saying the other one looks like it might be the Trill character on the table.
But it's connective. I mean, it looks as if this Starfleet character, potential Starfleet, is being connected to by the, like, connected into, and we don't know if that's Burnham. It kind of looks like.
Yeah, sorry, I was going to say the next thing that's plugged into her head, but you're already there, so never mind.
Yeah, I'm scrolling between them, and clearly that's Burnham, I would say. Now, is this figurative? Or maybe because they have psychic technology in the future that is more seeing her mind. Like, this is what you see. You're being drawn towards this person, etc. Very strange. I mean, it's a good visual. I like it. It's interesting. Different, it's the non-mycelial network.
Yeah. Don't know. That's hard to call.
Well, with no context, we can't know, and that's fine. Yeah. It's interesting. Yeah.
Next thing we get Tilly come up and bump. Is it Bryce? I think it's Bryce. Who's eating popcorn. So this is they're watching something amusing because the ladies in front are laughing. Everybody smiles.
Is this a flashback? Because these people behind them definitely didn't go back with them into the future. Like, only a handful of people. Well, the whole crew didn't go with them. Why would the whole crew go with Burnham? It wasn't implied that her friends stayed. This feels like the entire crew came with them. Why did the entire crew go with Burnham and lose all their livelihoods? And
the entire crew stayed because you didn't see anybody leave the ship. It's just implied that the entire crew stayed.
I hate that Burnham so much. I hate that so
I know, but that's what it is. So this is either like a movie night or, yay, we found Burnham, or it's just a relaxing, taking some time off from all the, I don't know what's going on here.
Because,
but anyway.
Even season 1 of TNG, I wouldn't buy the entire crew would go with Picard to the future to never see their families again. Wouldn't buy it for a second. Of course they wouldn't. The bridge crew may. Probably not, though. By season 7, maybe. Maybe. A few of them would. But no, I can't accept this. This is ridiculous. It's a non. They just want to have the ability to have a ship full of people that we've never seen before because they can throw people in and out to kill or not kill or introduce at random. That's it. So poorly thought out. I hate it.
Scott Purdy says, "I thought they left on the Enterprise." I mean, I'm sure some did. We never really saw that.
Well, there's a scene when where they go to sick bay and they're like, "I thought we went with Enterprise." Oh no, I just chose to stay. There's a sense that some people extra came back, but like when there was that group that met in the hallway, that implies that's them. Those 10 people who we know. That's the people we know. You know.
No. It's definitely more than that. I never got the feeling it was just those 10.
Oh, stupid.
Then we got Book and Burnham running from something with like an explosion.
Well, they're drones.
And,
they're flying drones.
Yeah. And then Book back in the quarry, screaming.
Yeah.
And the fist bump.
Yep.
Ba-boom.
And Saru using his
Saru
stabby stabs.
Saru with his darts.
Which
is kind of
aggressive.
That's brutal looking, actually. Kind of terrifying. We got Book's ship attacking those ships again. Those Section 31 ships. Probably not Section 31. They're black, so.
Yes. And Hellrat says we're overthinking it. It's a show, not real life. I guess you haven't been Hellraz. I guess you haven't been a fan of Star Trek for the last 50 years. I mean, do you not know the fandom that you're in? I mean, what a ridiculous comment. There's technical manuals by Rick Sternbach, overthinking things. I mean, that's a ridiculous comment. You must know it's a ridiculous comment. Like, you know, and if a story is is doing something just because, then you can lose respect for it. It's like if it just because is a poorly thought out reason. You know, give it a reason.
Some people are more casual fans. They just want to be entertained, and I understand that. But other people take it a little more seriously and look into it. So.
Well, not everyone spent 6 years doing a web show weekly. I mean, you know, not everyone put tens of thousands of hours into Star Trek, clearly, and that's fine. And some people just want to watch it and it'll never go back. I mean, some people just watch Discovery and say, okay, cool. They never. I mean, how people just binge Netflix shows and never talk about them beyond the first day? Because it's just blind entertainment. Sure, if that's for you, fine, but we really care. Otherwise, we wouldn't have spent hundreds of hours on this. But then we get...
Fleet Paw throws in $2. Saru's darts things are a good addition to him. Yes. I agree.
Yep.
I love it.
When they undid his character and redid his character, he was better for it.
Yes.
But yes, fighting a thing, ship crash into a thing, and this is presumably the stabby ship, which I don't know what to say. Oh, and then Tilly's wearing the new comm badge.
Yeah, notice that.
So if this is after the refit, maybe they get a refit, and they get given a new comm badge. They request to wear the old comm badges, perhaps.
And this is, I think, where she says, you know, you're going to find out what caused the burn. And she says, no, we're all going to find out. Yeah, that's exactly when that's said. Because then we've got Dr. Culber and Narn, the Benzite lady.
Which I'm happy's back. She was good, got worse, but overall good. Now is he
going through caves? Something probably on Trill.
Oh, absolutely on Trill. Is that Discovery Tricorder? Because they're definitely wearing like harnesses that are not part of the uniform. Those extra glowy things. I'm assuming that's like some sort of transport inhibitor or blocker. But is that a scanner that's? Because I don't think that's a Discovery one. It's a bit different to me.
I'm not sure. Not sure.
But,
then we got the Starfleet officer in one of the pools.
Yes, which we know is the
Trill.
Yep. The memory pool, we assume actually with the actual symbiotes. The context that we gain from all this is that trying to, they hold the secret to what happened to the burn or the past through Trill knowledge, etc. And so they have to like absorb it. You know.
And then a ship and a tractor beam. Which is a cool looking little ship design, actually.
Is it the same as the other ones? It's similar-ish.
It feels like a Sona ship or something. It looks like a Sona design.
Or an Orville ship.
Yeah, or a Galaxy Quest ship. That was my first thought when I saw it.
I mean, yeah, they've gone for the spindly look, which does imply advanced. Hey, Enterprise J. Yeah, I mean, hey, although is tractor beam coming from the lower sensor dome? I mean, again, they don't care where it comes from, but that's the lower sensor dome, surely.
Yeah, lower planetary sensor dome. Yeah.
Weird. Then you get a thing.
Just something floating in her.
And this is one of the future uniforms. So I'm assuming they're like showing this is what this isn't dilithium I stole or I have or etc.
Yeah. George Magram, $2. Burnham goes from silver division uniform to gold. Yes, she does.
I did notice that. Thank you.
And we got Tilly with her wall of comm badges and name tags, which I assume are people that have died.
Yeah.
You got a cadet there. You've got
Admiral.
A lieutenant, junior grade.
The middle one's Admiral. So is that Cornwall, do you think?
It's not an admiral. It's kind of Tilly used to wear.
Oh, is it? Oh, I thought it was an Admiral. Oh, is that a cadet?
That's a cadet unit. That's a cadet one.
Oh, okay. Although, what's the braille underneath it? That's odd. This seemed odd to me.
Like a barcode, maybe just to scan it.
Or maybe this is her getting field promoted. Like she keeps all her old badges, and she keeps because maybe once the refit happens.
But there are different names on them. There's different names on them. Like it's something era. J era or something on the left one.
Yeah.
It's really hard to see, but one is Murphy.
Yeah.
M. Murphy.
Yeah.
Squadron Course, $2. What if they bring back Dax? I mean, if they do it properly. Oh my god.
And then we have the relay with the best looker so far at the Federation ship. Lots of well, they love the negative space. That's obviously been a thing they've sort of put in to the show now as a vengeance.
With an NCC that is very clearly TOS font.
Yeah.
And the USS, you should see the beginning of the name by that point. Yeah. Like, that's way blank. Well, whatever.
I mean,
that's the relay station background.
So I'm guessing the way they're going to do these ships then is just lots and lots and lots of negative space. But the irony is, Discovery did that, so it doesn't even look futuristic or alien. It just looks like Discovery. That's the weird thing. They keep breaking their own rules, or they keep doing new things that then change. They're not going to look new, you know? Weird.
And we got the reunion of Tilly and Burnham. Yay, much hugging happening.
And she's not wearing a uniform.
And then
Tilly isn't, so that's after they go out and do stuff.
Yeah. And then the crashing.
Should we overthink this or talk about it genuinely?
Well, I don't know.
We'll get told off for doing our job, Stuart.
Look, there's a ship that's crashing. This is a flashback to the burn. Moving along. No, pretty important, actually. This is the Hiawatha.
It's a 900-year-old ship design.
Hiawatha class from what we saw. Yeah, And there's other ships in the background there, but...
I mean, they don't look interesting. I mean, that one looks sort of like a stretched out Miranda. The one on the right looks like the same on the left, just flipped. Maybe this is the...
Which looks like a futuristic version of the Oberth. Honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm hoping this is a flashback to Discovery era. It won't be, obviously, but it should be. I don't buy the 900.
It might not be the burn. Your Project Achieva, I'm with you. It might not be the burn, but I have a feeling this is a flashback to that. And...
Well, it wouldn't be the burn, because why is the front of the ship blowing up and not the back?
Ooh.
Like, the core would go if dilithium's there. There's nothing in the front.
Because they have no goddamn idea what anything is in the Star Trek universe, these writers. That being said, this looks like the quarry that Book was running through because of the factory or the buildings. So maybe they're retrieving something from an old Federation ship. Maybe even dilithium that was left over or something.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be kind of cool if it's a flashback to the Klingon War, where Burnham's like, we lost a ship there and we never went to retrieve it. Maybe no one ever did. They warped there. And this is Discovery ships. Which would be... I mean, if you look at the nacelle on that... Well, I mean, I'll zoom in. Why say it abstractly if I could just zoom in? The nacelle on the Miranda-esque, it looks like an upside-down, vaguely Discovery-era design with how it's like... With how there's like a circle detail and... Like, it's clearly that sort of rectangle-ness. Like, clearly, like, you can easily say it was Discovery-era nacelle. It wouldn't be a stretch whatsoever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we get the mess hall. Everybody's toasting, and it doesn't look like Burnham. Is Burnham there? No. Yes, Burnham is there.
Yeah, right in the middle.
And they have the new comm badges. So this is like
Okay.
to the new Federation, to the new Starfleet. We will bring it back.
And we don't want to buy new uniforms for everybody, so we're going to keep the old 900-year-old uniforms. Cheers.
Yeah. And then it just ends with Tilly and the cat. I'm not a cat person, and the cat crawling down Tilly's back.
I'm not a pet person, so it's like, okay, there's a cat. See, I was really happy that when they had Picard, they had the dog. It's only like 2 episodes. Like, they didn't force, come on, number 1, let's go to this alien planet. It's like, no, go away, stop, don't care. Why are you doing? I mean, some people love dogs, fine, but didn't add anything to the story.
I think this cat is a major plot point. I think it's going to be something important.
Oh yeah, it's going to be an alien.
Like I said, like Isis from Assignment Earth.
Yep.
Because he did say she's a queen, which whatever.
It's going to be an alien. It's going to have some secrets. It's going to be another extinct person. Absolutely. Yeah. A lot of a lot of stuff.
I can't wait to just talk about the next episode, because this was a whole season packed into here. So.
But now you guys know what happens in Discovery Season 3. You're welcome.
You don't even have to watch it now.
You don't.
Anyway.
Yeah.
193 likes with 211 people here. We get 7 more likes, guys, to get to 200. That'd be awesome. And if we could do another...
I mean, 57 is what we need, guys. That's quite a lot, but it's been low.
Oh, I don't think
9 more minutes, 7 more likes, $35, $25 if we can. Throw a couple of things. Yes, the one from Captain Marvel. Exactly what I was thinking of.
And Hezraz kind of apologizes. It came off harsher than they anticipated.
Yeah. It's just weird. It's just weird to go to a dedicated, extremely detailed channel and comment about that. It's like someone complaining about the shuttle video. It's like, we're the ship guys. We really like ships, and we know a lot about ships. Of course, it's going to stand out. I mean, how many channels do this about politics? We couldn't care less. We're not going to debate Star Trek politics till the cows come home, even though it's minutia. We don't care. I'll talk about plasma conduits. Quantum torpedoes.
And canon things. Yes, tech.
Way more interesting to me. That's who we are. That's why you're here as well. 2 more likes. Wow, that jumped up quick. And I mean, $17 more to round up. 1717. But 200 people, brilliant. We love to see you guys. Hopefully, well, I mean, and how many of you guys, and be honest, obviously we know you guys didn't jump in for Lower Decks so much, but how many guys took a break from Trekyards for the most part with Lower Decks, and who are back, who were here for Picard and Discovery Season 2? Happy to see you all back. We do like talking about this stuff. We're sad less people watched Lower Decks than we thought. Hopefully you guys will go back and give it a chance. It's a really fantastic show. All round.
Let's be fair. North America could watch it. So that's the amount of the planet that could watch it. So that's why the views were lower, I think.
Yes. And still, after 10 weeks, they can't get a distribution deal. Nobody wants to distribute them. It's been literally 3 months. What is it? 3 months. Isn't that just... Guys... Why would you do that to yourself?
Well, that's because my sources say that it was a failure, and there will not be a season 2. And Mike McMahon was flogged in the town, in the center town, for his contributions to Star Trek, and that's what my sources, inside sources at CBS, say. Sorry, I need a mask or red hair.
Yeah. Either way, I don't know what the point was, but Lower Decks, hopefully you guys enjoy it. Do go back and watch the content, and
Hjalti Sigurdsson, I'm back. The Lower Decks desert walk is over. What?
Hey. Well. I mean, hey, I'm gonna buy them Blu-ray. I've not bought. Well, I can't buy Picard yet. They haven't actually. This is available in your neck, or it's not in my neck, which is somewhat frustrating. But I'm glad to see Richie Apple says he watched all of our decks at least 10 times. That is great.
And let's see here. Where is it? This is Jericho. Discovery and Picard ruined the perception of Trek. No one wants to buy it. Bullshit. I don't believe that. at all.
I mean, probably damaged goodwill by the groups that expected a certain level of Star Trek. You know, it's like, I mean, you know, whatever can be said, the amount of merchandise around for Discovery and Picard and Lower, and well, I mean, think about it, Lower Decks, Picard, Discovery. Basically, no. I mean, Eagles is the only merchandise creator, and they were already doing it for years before. There's basically no merchandise. You can't get. You know, is there a Art Asylum Discovery? No. You know, Les Arena? No, none of that. No costumes or anything. So clearly, there's a problem there, indisputably.
Mm-hmm.
But again, if I was Star Trek, I would say to Novos, hey guys, or someone else, could we have Picard uniforms ready to sell as soon as they get released in the show, and so you can pre-order yourself a Picard uniform? Because guess what, fans love uniforms. Why don't you have that ready to go the day those uniforms come out?
Canvas and pre-ordering is not a good idea.
That's why I was saying, okay, another company, fine, start fresh, whatever. I mean, there are millions of tailors out there. You know what I mean?
That being said, they even dropped the ball with Baby Yoda merchandise at the time when it was new, and it could have been sold a lot better. Now there's a lot of Baby Yoda shit on the shelves. It's just people have got their fill, and they've oversaturated the market with it now.
Well, I know they also said that was because we didn't want to spoil it. Like, we couldn't give that out.
That's bullshit, too. They can have it all ready to go to be shipped out after the reveal.
You say that, but when they had the Star Wars Episode 9 figures, it spoiled the Sith Troopers, it spoiled loads of stuff, because, all the packaging has the names.
Before the movie came out. Wait until after it comes out. They should have had it ready for the Christmas season. The show was over by the end of October, beginning of November.
Yeah.
Have the stuff in stores for December 1st.
When was it in stores?
Don't ship it out before the...
Wasn't it like...
May?
Well, that's too far. Yeah. No, that's too far.
It was the following summer.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I thought it was in by at least Christmas. I thought it was stuff.
No.
Okay.
No.
I didn't buy it, so I didn't...
What they should have done.
Okay. I'm just saying, if I was in CBS, I would actually be doing those things, because how many people would buy the uniforms? I mean, the Picard uniforms are pretty good. Like, they're pretty good, you know. Yeah. Anyway, what do we got?
Cyborg00J puts in $2 and says cheers, so thank you. Jeff Jacobs, $2.04. Thanks so much for the 200 likes. We like you too. Aw, we have 206 likes. That's awesome.
It is.
Fleet Paw Swiftback throws in $2. I'm here. I am matching Jeff for 200 likes. Thank you.
Awesome.
And Area 51, $5. I could rewatch the Lower Decks reviews. Those were fun. Yeah, please do. We'd appreciate you watching them again.
And I do think...
And more people, I think, will watch them after it becomes available worldwide, I think.
And on Blu-ray, etc. Because especially since none of those people can then watch it. I mean, come on. If you bought the Blu-ray for Lower Decks, you're not going to watch one every week. Come on. So no one's ever going to have a week-on-week experience again like we did. So people might be interested to see what people thought actually at the time. Which, I mean, even if our views aren't the greatest ever, I love the fact we've got a backlog, a real catalogue of what we thought. That's great. Our evolving... And how many chances we gave Discovery Season 1 of giving them it out? How many chances? It was incredible.
And Ron Sarna says, I agree with Commander here. It was a secret about Baby Yoda. Yeah, but Baby Yoda was real in the first episode.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah.
So
I mean, what you do is you have one toy. You have one resin, plastic, one stuffed. You announce them episode. You keep it secret. You announce it via partners episode 1. You can't produce them for the 10 weeks because you can't be that quick. But you have them confirmed to be releasable November. 3 months.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, come on. This is Disney. They could put $1 billion into making these things and have them out in a week.
But to have them coming out in May and June didn't quite cut it.
And honestly, I'll be honest, Stuart. I know it says I was much more about the end of season 2. The lack of progress of Baby Yoda means I do not care as much for season 2. They're not going to do much with him. It's not about him. Get over it. Yeah. Whereas
we might find out the name of Yoda's species though, which is cool.
Sure. I don't need to know that, but I can understand people might. Some mysteries are left, whatevering.
Yes.
But Baby Yoda is not the draw for me now. It's about the universe. It's about, Ahsoka Tano, if that's the character. Are we going to see Thrawn? We can bring in cool things. How nice is CGI is going to look, because they do really good stuff. Yeah.
I just want to see more Shock Trooper. I forget her name.
Oh, yes. No, she was great. Yeah, really, really well balanced character. Yeah,
Well
guys.
balanced.
$2 more or 12 if you could be great, and 12 Canadian is like 10 American. I'm just saying.
Just saying.
And then 9 more likes. 9.
Cara Dune, that's her name. Thank you. I couldn't even think of the actress's name though. It's Gina.
No, Ron. I didn't say I don't care about Baby Yoda. I said I care less. All the rage at the start, assuming there'd be a cool story with him. There was no cool story with him. He just kind of started and they just, it was just, so they didn't progress the storyline. So it feels like I don't care as much because they don't. That's not the point, It's not the Baby Yoda show. It's the Mandalorian show with a marketing tool that's a bit cute. It's just a disappointing end of the season. They shouldn't have gone so hard on it, Like play it off as a smaller thing if it's not the bit, it clearly isn't the main focus of the season. If it, whatever. I'm just less excited.
Just like, how can you forget her, Cap?
Yeah.
I didn't forget her. Trust me, she's right there. The last name eluded me for a moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and she was next Imperial. What was she?
Yes, Shock Trooper. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cara Dune is supposed to get her own spin-off. Ooh, interesting.
That'd be interesting. Oh my god!
Squadra Course, $2. The last super chat is mine. Take it if you can, and right away. They came in at the same time on my end.
Yeah, less than a second.
Olivia Julius, $2. Hello, I'm back. Finally off to walk. Finally off of walk. So you're out of the walk and into the fire, because walks are like frying pans. I think she means work. Hi, Olivia.
She does not spell.
You got the last super chat slot.
Neither do I spell.
T. Reed True.
Oh. What is that?
Puts in $2 with a little pear.
Is that a blushing little cheeky one? I think it is. Why are you little blushing cheeky? Your pear. Your little cute pear.
Well, he scooped the last super chat slot, so that's, exactly.
Oh, we're sick. Oh, we're $2 away. We're now $2 away.
Olivia Julius just threw in that $2 work. Yes, I was just bugging you.
We're 2 more bucks and 2 more likes. And guys, still 180 of you are here to watch our ramble, which I love. You guys are absolutely amazing. And hey, can I just... Last thing before we go, though. I appreciate that our life has been somewhat stable in the sense that we've had a regular schedule, etc., etc. As a sort of serious note, how much you appreciated these lives, these contents for you each week, with being able to go out less and the world being a bit less great. Has this content been appreciated, been useful? Because we love our audience. We love this connection with you guys. Has it been useful? Has it helped at all mentally? Seeing us, talking to us? Like our offices are in our houses. It's less big for us. So if it's been helpful, and hopefully we've helped some people. I'd like to think we have.
Yes. So let us know in the comments. Richard Deshong puts in $5. Keep it up, guys. And he now has the last super chat slot. So thank you, Richard. And we will continue to keep it up.
What?
Some of us might need the little blue pill, but
Which one did Neo take? If Neo didn't need that pill, then none of us do.
That's the wrong shade of blue. The one that Neo took, I think. Olivia Julius, $5. Just got done driving probably for 473 miles.
Ooh.
I'll be in Maryland tomorrow.
Yeah.
Wow, that is impressive.
And
and Olivia Julius just scooped herself with $1. She's got the last super chat slot.
And if I can ask, what do you you gals, your truckers are really helping the world keep going. Anyone moving produce, what are you moving? What are you transporting? What are you adding to the economy, etc.? Real important job.
Recycled boxes from the last I heard.
Is what, sorry?
Recycled boxes from the last that I heard. Anyway, when she said she was going to throw me in her trailer. Anyway,
we'll cycle you into a better Trekyards host. Don't know what's going with that, but it kind of works.
So I'm saying with you guys and weed, thank you, Matteo. Scott Purdy, yes, it has made me love Star Trek again. That's awesome. I love hearing that.
Thank you.
Happiest gnome, I'm saying with you guys. That's the same comment.
Well, he didn't realize because he's high. He said it twice.
Well, he's using both accounts to hit like, which is fine because we hit the 215 mark.
Oh yeah.
Colin says Trekyards is great content at the time it is badly needed.
Thank you.
Moonjumper Reviews. Yes, we love you. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome. Olivia Julius, another $5. I have a stove for GE, General Electric. And Fleet Paw Swiftback, $2. I take passengers round and round campus. Yeah, Fleet Paw Swiftback is a bus driver.
Oh, so, that's useful. Yeah. Keep up the good work.
And Olivia Julius, another $1. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome.
And some other people said, Ron helped make the world slightly better. Thank you. Cyborg, the Lodex coverage was a must watch for me. Much appreciated. And your channel supporter monthly makes a difference. Thank you. And yes, please do stay for Discovery stuff because we don't want to lose you. Richie says, is the best Trek channel on YouTube. The passion and love you guys have for the series really shines through each video. Also, Michael says, you did help.
We try.
This is Jericho's tells us we're playboys, I guess. Squad, of course, thinks we're great because we let you be part of the conversation. Absolutely. You know, we read every super chat. That's a personal mantra. As soon as that became a thing, we were like, oh no, everybody, if you want to have your say, you get a say. And I'll be honest, Joe, we have had, because I don't know if you can actually censor super chats. Okay, you can, but didn't know you could. No one does rude things. Like, you guys are super, incredible with them. It's always been, since day one, it's been impressive. We were obviously dubious because it's a brand new thing. Always been impressive, so well done, guys. Yeah.
Sebastian Hopkins puts in $5, so thank you.
you.
But Olivia Julius takes back that last super chat slot with $2 and a little cool pair doing his cool pair dance.
Yes, she is. And Scott asks, yes, we're doing Mandalorian season 2. Yeah, we're doing reviews every time, and I will caveat that I think if there's a really interesting topic, I might say, Stuart, let's talk about something Mandalorian, something really specific, like if Thrawn turns up or Palpatine or something, or even maybe maybe the ships. I mean, I talked about the Razor Crest. They were kind of light on ships last season. If there's good new ships, I mean, hey, I love to talk about ships. Do you love to talk about ships?
We're going to see X-Wings for sure. We've already talked about X-Wings. We got a whole Trekyards episode on X-Wings. So go check that out. Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, it was. Joe Grimes, £1.
Thank you, Joe.
And Olivia Julius scooping the last super chat slot again with $1. Thank you very much, Olivia.
She's on the button. She's on the button. It's just like if you super chat, this button goes split second.
She's got her finger on the pulse
of
the super chat world.
But I think we have to let her win. We have to. You guys did raise that number. Brilliant. Love it, love it, love it. Thanks so much. And Stuart, we'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, you guys will see me tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for my first reaction to the next episode of Discovery.
Which is real
and then on Friday, we'll have our full episode review with both of us. Breakdown.
Yeah, which I'm excited for. Especially if it's a 52-minute episode. Long episodes, I am all for. I want all the content I can get. There's more to talk about. Yeah. All right.
And Olivia Julius, another $1. She's got the last super chat slot for sure locked in. So we're going to call that quits.
Snipes herself. Nice.
So until next time, I was going to say Captain Foley. He's Commander Cock.
He's Captain Foley, and that is or is not Earth. I'm retracting me, it's definitely Earth. Bye, guys. Good night.